Hello, my little draconic wolfkins. I hope that you're all doing well. If you guys like what you see and hear, please like, subscribe, and turn on that bell to get notified. Alright, this is part 2 to the story that I was reading yesterday. So it's gonna be a fairly long one. So bear with me. Alright, so you guys seemed to like the last one, so I have another story for you guys. Just as a preface, you need to read part 1 or nothing I will say will make sense. This time, it's just one story, so it'll probably be shorter, but then again, this was significantly more recent, so maybe not. Just a recap of some of the characters and introducing new ones. Yeah, so if you guys didn't watch my previous video, go watch it and then come back and listen to this one. Okay? Me, Jay, in the first part, I was really scrawny and weak, but by this point, I'm decently toned, cause much more confidence within me. I'm usually the smart one in the group, being a Boy Scout at the time. Okay, we do like a Boy Scout, and we do like growth. Not gonna lie. Kyle, a little shorter than me, fat, but man, this guy can run. Way more athletic than me. I swear it's always the people that you least expect that could do so much more than those who you would typically think. Usually the comedic relief, but takes this shit serious since he was there for all of our encounters. Chad. Why do people like the name Chad? Like, what? What the fuck is up with people naming, like, giving Chad, like, I don't know, names? Look, don't get me wrong, I like the name Chad, but for stories, like, why? Anyways, I'm rambling, I'm sorry. The third member of our trio, Chad, is very muscular and doesn't usually take this shit seriously. He should. He has strict parents, so this is the first time he was with us for one of these, besides being there for the second encounter, but he came afterwards, so that doesn't really count. Yeah, that's fair. Josh, a friend from Chad and Kyle's school, this is his second or third time hanging out with us. Basically just a clone of Kyle with a skinnier body and less athletic. Damn, okay. Kind of rude. But you know what? It's whatever. Dylan, a very chill Asian dude, also a friend of Kyle and Chad. Nothing much to say about him. He literally does nothing in the story. Really? Oh my god. That's sad. Hilarious, but sad. Luke, another friend of Chad and Kyle, much skinnier than everyone else, but mostly keeps to himself, following our lead. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, honestly. Now that we have our introductions, we can start. During the afternoon, Kyle, Chad, and Josh and I went in and checked up on the amp house. I should probably explain that what that is. Basically, we found a tent in the woods, saw signs of life, and apparently Chad saw someone peek out of it. Oh, hell no, hell no. If I saw someone peeking out of that, I would never go back. I am not gonna lie. Fuck that. Eventually, it got taken down, and we kept returning to the area for the fun because there was like a little like a mini backyard there. Oh my god, I can't fucking talk. I am sorry. Anyways, before I got there, apparently they saw a woman go in there alone and were concerned for her. Yeah, if I saw a woman go somewhere that's sketchy or known to be sketchy, I would be concerned too. I don't know if I would go after her, but I probably would if I had backup. We went in and immediately saw her walking out. Mystery solved, Chad. We kept going and saw a man, clearly on something, walking by us. Oh god, not someone on drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad. Unless you need it for, like, I don't know, depression, schizophrenia, seizures, stuff like that. That's okay, because that's medically necessary. But I'm talking about, like, the abuse of drugs. Don't do that. Anyways, but thought nothing of it since this was kind of common in the area. Perks of a college town. Yeah, that's true. College towns are known to be wild from what I heard. Never lived in a college town. I don't think I ever would live in a college town, honestly. Anyways, we headed towards the amp house and showed Joss it, since it was his first time in the woods. Also, I should mention that there was a girl, let's call her Sophia, with us. Kyle and Sophia has a thing going on, so I wasn't surprised she came with us. Woo! We like little side plot or side quest. Sorry, got something in my throat. When we were in the area in a cluster of trees, there was a guy clearly doing something to our left. When Josh and I noticed, we tried to tell everyone else we should leave slowly, but before Chad got to know, the guy turned around and started walking towards us like we insulted his mother or some shit. Really? Oh my god. I can just imagine that. We obviously ran with everyone but me and Sophia taking the route we came in. We headed towards some train tracks that were a few yards away by going since by doing that we didn't have to run past him and could run directly away from him. After we eventually found the others, the guy came out of the woods. Oh my god, no. He came out where Sophia and I came out of, which was extremely weird because we were constantly looking behind us to see if he was following us. What the hell? Like, what kind of teleportation device or ability does he have? That's what I want to know. He yelled at us that he was sorry and didn't mean to scare us. Yeah, no, no, don't listen to that. This confused me even more since if he was just coming to apologize and not chase us or anything, he would be most likely jogging at most. This raises the question, how the fuck did he get there so quickly? Yeah, that's what I want to know, man. How the fuck did he get to where y'all at so damn quick? I know the forest and there's no way to be that quick, even if you're sprinting. As I'm writing this, I'm realizing that this It's definitely going to be very long, and I'm low-key fine with that. Anyways, we headed to a local pizza place because it was having a sale. Hey, I love a good sale on pizza. I want pizza now. Pizza sounds absolutely delicious right now. Especially Little Caesars for some reason. Like those little bite cupcake pizza things. Oh, I would love me those right now. Sophia couldn't come since it was dark and her parents were responsible people. Yeah, fair. Dylan got picked up as soon as we got there. After we ordered pizza, Luke arrived and talked over dinner. We referenced the woods casually and realized Joss and Luke had no clue what we were talking about. Joss had heard bits of it from when we were hanging out, but never got the full picture. When we told them what I said in part one, they didn't believe us as any rational person would. Yeah, I don't think I would believe y'all, to be honest. Like, I would have to experience it myself. Oh, I thought hair was in my glasses. I hate that. And any glasses wearing person would know what I'm talking about. It would be noted that even though Chad wasn't there for any of the events of part one, he was still there for enough minor incidences to seen evidence of resistance residents in multiple locations in the forest that he believed that there was at least a normal guy in the woods. Yeah, there has to be at least one normal person in the woods, right? I mean, that would make sense. Eh, oh my god. Sorry, I was itchy. And yes, I make weird sounds, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm unapologetically not sorry. Next thing I know, we were walking into the woods. We were rallying on our phones' flashlights alone. But we knew the layout good enough to walk around with only little visibility. We planned on going to the amp house, the crack shack, and finally a third location that doesn't have any creepy stories about it, so I won't mention it. You'll see why in a bit. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Also, another kid we called Chad Jr. joined us as he was Sophia's little brother and was also named Chad. Reminder, these are all fake names. So we called him Chad Jr. Before you get mad at me for bringing a little kid in the forest, just know that Sophia was a junior and we were all freshmen. Okay? So her brother was only a year younger than us. Okay, got it. And yes, use fake names if you want to protect your identity, because there is nothing wrong with using a fake name to protect yourself and those around you. Unless you yourself don't give a shit and those that you know and love don't mind using real names. Anyways, if you need his description, imagine a fat redneck kid that's so confident it could be confused with stupidity. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's so really damn. That's hilarious. That image in your head is what he looked like. Anyways, we went to the section of the forest with the imp house in it just fine. When we got there, though, we found things significantly moved around, things taken away, and new things placed. Oh god, that is scary. We were just here a few hours ago, so this was concerning. Yeah, this is concerning. Like, what the hell? That's when we heard branches breaking, coming from where the guy was taking something earlier today. I let everyone know that, and we all shone our flashlights there, but they were shitty iPhone flashlights and did nothing since the patch of trees were 5 to 10 yards away. Damn. I know this feeling about how iPhone flashlights are complete garbage. Complete and utter garbage. I pulled out a flashlight I had on hand but couldn't see anything since that patch of trees was so dense. Fair. We decided to leave as we were stopped to listen. Oh shit. That's when we heard branches breaking again before it's silent. Then we heard something start running towards us, like hauling ass type of running. Oh no, oh no, I would be running too. Fuck that nonsense. Nuh-uh, nuh-uh. I would be hauling ass too, man. Out of there. We ran until we reached the main gravel trail, and when I shone my flashlight back, there was nothing there, and the running went quiet. As some stupid teens, we stayed in the forest and decided we would just check up on the crack shack and leave since it was the right across from the path to AMP, and going in there would lead us deeper into the woods. No, no, I would leave. I'd be like, okay, I'm tapping out. I'm gonna leave. One notable difference between how it was in part 1 versus now. Before, there was a big pile of dumped dirt and dead grass, but now in expected so extended so only one person could fit through, two if you squeezed against the trees on the other side. We slowly went through the entrance, getting to the crack shack. I'm sorry, but that still makes me laugh. I am sorry. One thing to note about the layout, when you go down the path, there's a dense area of trees to your right and the crack shack facing the same direction as the path to the left, with a small drop off at the end of the path in between the two, as everything else was showing the new guys around the crack shack. I don't know why you would bring new people. I would just keep my little group of people who were there to experience this. I was in the back with Chad by the drop off. I started to hear loud branches breaking and asked Chad if he could hear them. Chad, always being the great skeptic and never taking these expeditions seriously, went wide-eyed and said he could. Yeah, you need to start taking shit seriously, Chad. Not everything is Rambos and sunshines and unicorns pooping out Rambos. Oh my god, I was just thinking about the visual of that. Ugh. I'm sorry. Not really, though. I looked to the trees, frozen in terror, as these footsteps got louder when I heard the voice. The best way I could describe it is when the movies and the characters are getting choked and trying to speak, but there are no words. Oh God, no. I tried to speak to tell my friends to get out, but all that came out was an ah noise. Luckily, I was hand signaling and they got the message, likely hearing the noises as well. Although Chad denies hearing its voice to this day for some reason, as we were trying to get out, I was in the back with Kyle in front of me. When his Yeezy slide fell off while he was in a tight space I mentioned earlier. What the fuck? Why was this dude wearing a sandal or slides or whatever the hell you want to call them? This is why I said that you could fit too. I pushed past him, scratching up my nice jacket as I did so. He eventually got his shoe and ran, and as I looked back at him, I saw a tall black figure standing behind him, like what I described in the second encounter in part 1. It wasn't moving, however, just watching, so I got that same coldness I had gotten before, and immediately ran out of the woods. Oh, hell nah. Hell nah. Hell fucking nah, y'all. Not me. Ugh. Just adjusting. I don't know why I adjust so goddamn much. Anyways, you don't think that would be enough for those dumbasses, but no. Of course not, since me and Kyle were heavily warning against going to Nico's forest earlier. Of course they all wanted to go in. Chad also wanted to, since he only knew it for the nice sunsets. Really? Really? Does it really have nice sunsets? Junior definitely didn't go, even if he wanted to. The only reason Kyle and I didn't just let them go was because they didn't know their way through the forest, and we didn't want whatever we saw last time catching them off the path. So it was a clear decision. Yeah, I could see why. We armed ourselves to the teeth in preparation. I had bought 2 knives, so Kyle and Chad both had them. Josh had a screwdriver. I mean, whatever works, right? So he got some latex gloves. I really don't want to know why he had those on him and put the screwdriver in them so it would stab whoever he punched. Who the fuck just carries around latex gloves, man? That's what I want to know. League was just gonna rely on other people, and I knew no weapon we had was going to stop what I saw, so I didn't even bother. I don't blame you. I really don't. Just a little bit more, guys. I think we're almost done with this 2-part series. When we were approaching the forest entrance, we saw something odd. There was a red sedan just sitting in the path entrance. There were 2 entrances, by the way. The sketchy one and the path one. There's a sketchy path, and then there's like the normal one. What the fuck? The sketchy one led to the forest we went through in part 1. The path one was the one we found running from the thing. Even though the police had recently done removal of 30 homeless people from that part of the forest, we still didn't feel safe going in the sketchy way. I mean, at least the police removed 30 homeless, and hopefully they got themselves in a better place. Anyways, even if we didn't, and even if we did, we would be crossing the headlights of the car. As we were approaching the car at about 100 feet from it or so, I saw flashlights shine in my eyes from the front passenger seat. Oh no. Oh no. That is no bueno, guys. What the hell was my hair falling out? It's not. I'm just shedding hair, guys. That's all. Kyla was next to me and saw this too. I saw it once more before deciding that those people were trying to warn us not to go in there, and me and Kyle backed out. I mean, that's good. At least y'all backed out. Josh, Luke, and Chad all didn't see this, so they walked without us to the cornfield from the last time. The field was empty, so we could see the car and had a clear path to the car was on. Okay. Okay. That's not weird. Chad was on the edge of the field and walked back, seeing the same light in his eye. Josh and Luke followed him back, but that we were just paranoid and went back. No, no, I would be turning around and never stepping foot in any of those places again. I am not gonna lie. We just sat down in the road knowing that they would turn back soon enough. We went on our phones assuming they were just going slow. The next thing we know, Josh and Luke are sprinting at us, telling us to run. We trust what they say, and we run for a block before they tell us what they saw. Please, no. Please tell me it's not what I think it is from part 1. Apparently they saw the light flashed at them a few times, but weren't fazed. Then as they got decently close, all four doors swung open, and they ran before they had a chance to see who it was. Yeah, I would run too, but like, nuh-uh, fuck this. I'm out, I'm dipping. Cal and I half disappointed that it was just the white thing that scared them. Oh, wasn't, sorry. Asked for details, but they were too scared to make out any. After that night calmed down, we did get mistaken for college kids by some drunk girls, but that story isn't scary, so I wouldn't include that part. Oh man, I wanted to hear that part, I'm not gonna lie. As we got older, we kind of started to care less about the woods, except me. I'm still obsessed with finding out what the figure or figures I saw were, and if anyone else experienced something similar. I haven't gone into the woods since, but there's one trail in Nicholas Forest I plan on exploring that scared the hell out of me when I used to ride my bike by it. During the day, I never gonna go in there at night ever again. I don't blame you. Shit at night is always more terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. So if I ever have an encounter, I'll post part 3, but expect at least a few months before that. Yeah, okay, so I'll be on the lookout for part 3 of this story. I'm not saying that this is something that already exists in folklore, but if you have anything that matches my description, please let me know. Due to the cold it brings, the thing in the forest by my house is suspected to be a Wendigo by my friends. but I doubt it since those things live in cold wilderness, quite the opposite of a small patch of woods with NJ climate I saw in. Let me know if you have anything similar and comment it down below. Yeah, like leave a comment if you had anything similar to this, cause I want to know what y'all's opinions are about this. Anyways, stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. And I don't know. See you guys later.